Hey artists, in this video we're going to start talking about our cloth pattern from the Draw Yourself Calm book. So for this pattern you're going to use cross-hatching lines. Cross-hatching lines are like vertical lines and horizontal lines that are intersecting each other. So to make our cloth pattern you're going to start by drawing some really close together vertical lines, and then you're going to think about turning the paper so you can keep drawing more lines really close together, but they're going to be intersecting at like a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to decide a spot where you want to make a hole in your cloth, so only drawing some short lines and then continuing the lines all the way off the page. Then you're going to want to fill in, leaving little breaks in that space where you're going to have a hole in your woven cloth. So I'm using a really large paper. I'm using a 9x12 watercolor paper. You could do this on something smaller, or if you have 9x12 paper, you could cut it in half so that it's a little bit more easy to manage. You could add just one hole into your design, but I wanted to add multiple holes into my woven cloth. So as I was drawing my horizontal and vertical lines, I was trying to think of spots where I could create a break in my line so that it would feel like there is a little rip in the woven part. So to keep my woven fabric kind of detailed, I used a 0.3 micron pen, so the line is still very fine, but it's not so fine that I'm feeling like the lines are too hard to see, so I like the size 3 micron pen. You could try with a different art material, or you could use a marker instead. I found that as I was drawing, sometimes the lines were closer together or further apart, so I added some smaller hole areas in my cloth pattern. I also tried to see if I could make some of the cloth pattern holes look like a shape, so I tried to make part of it look like a heart. So as I was drawing, I was varying the length of some of the lines, making some lines longer and some lines shorter. So here's my like little heart hole inside of my woven fabric. As I was working, I noticed that it was easier to work filling in those really long lines and then trying to decide where to add those shorter lines helped me feel like I was getting relaxed and focused on those cross-hatching patterns. So remember, you can always go back to the book and read through the directions and advice that is given by the author. But once I got comfortable drawing my vertical and horizontal lines, sometimes it helped rotating the paper so that my hand was more comfortable as I was drawing those lines. It made it easy to create this pattern where it does kind of look like a woven cloth. One thing that I found also that was helpful was taking a break. So if you ever feel like your hand is too tired and you're starting to rush and you really want to slow down, get up and take a little break and then come back to your sketchbook so that way you can continue to work on your drawing.